What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another live episode on the YouTube. Unless you're on SoundCloud or iTunes. We are What the Fanboy. My name is Luke, and this person to my right, for those who cannot see us, is Mr. Tyler. Welcome back, Mr. Tyler.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
That's a good song.
I just want to point out
Pastor Mace.
For our video viewers, Mr. Tyler is actually on your left.
Oof.
Nope, this is my right.
Yeah.
You're right there, left.
Yeah, either way. And to my right is the beautiful Brett I.
Oh, thanks.
In
I'm
his
not
beautiful shirt.
According to
That is a beautiful shirt.
According to our frequent write-in,
You got
listener,
some haters, man.
At pronounced Ian. I should be holding up some signs right now rather than talking. So
They can't read that.
they can't read that.
Never mind. It was worth a shot.
It was, yeah, good try.
We have a tape dispenser on the table.
Boom, that's how you clean it up.
You didn't see that.
It's my first set screw up in like a year.
You know what's funny is like right before we started, I was looking at it. I was like, I should probably move that. And then I was going, what?
Hey, your tape screw up is better than my super scrappy, punchy, poppy audio from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's fine.
Never figured out what was going on with that.
Never did.
I think my cord wasn't plugged in all the way or something.
We'll survive.
It's fine.
We're fine. We're amateur,
Podcasters.
small startup podcast in Brett's basement, making $0.
Yeah.
And that's in our normal job. No, I was kidding.
That's our side hustle.
Hustling. Anyway, we're really glad to be back. Yes, we do sell merch. Brett is currently wearing it. It's really cool. If you guys want some of that.
I'm glad you heard that. I kind of plugged it.
You did. You did a good job.
Then I tried to be real subtle about it.
No, I got you.
And now you took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
That's why I'm here. Just to plug the merch. I don't care about anything else anymore.
Then he'll just tell us how he did 47 things this weekend. And we'll move from there.
Well, I have to do a lot now. I have to keep up. I can't digress, right? You can't do less.
I mean, you can. We won't be mad at you.
No.
I don't think I can.
Oh, no.
I don't think I have it in me.
It's a vicious cycle.
It is.
Oh, well. I guess I can get started in everything that I talked about.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you should do that.
I know Brett tweeted that I watched a bunch of new shows. That is not true. I did nothing new this week.
Then what do you have to talk about?
A bunch of stuff I had already done and did again.
Okay, let's keep it quick. If it's not new, you don't need to spend 10 minutes on it.
Well, I have to update people on stuff like my Bond marathon I've been having. I watched 4 Bond movies this week, everybody. Watched Casino Royale, then I watched Quantum of Solace right after. I did a little double feature. Also, those movies are back to back, so it's just better. Makes Quantum of Solace better.
Oh, for sure.
Then Skyfall and Spectre. I know Spectre kind of has a bad rap, but I think that movie's awesome. I don't know why people dislike it so much.
No,
probably because it just followed Skyfall.
I think it's fine.
But,
yeah.
See, I should bring up my notes though, so I actually know what I'm talking about. I finished Voltron for the whole thing for the second time.
This is not even new. This is not even mention worthy anymore.
How many
I think
times
it is.
have you watched it?
The whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Twice. Season 1, probably 10 times. Because I start at the beginning each time a new season would come out.
Don't feed him things to talk about with this.
Don't feed the beast. I'm going through these intro things quick.
Okay.
I convinced my parents to watch Chuck, and they've been watching it.
Oh, Chuck's great.
So I started that on Friday. Anyway, I'm halfway through season 2.
How do you watch 4 movies and 20 episodes of a TV show
Well,
in a week?
I am not married. I have no kids. And so I don't have anything else
You
to
should
do.
start playing kickball or something.
No. I'm bad at kickball. There's a reason your boy quit soccer when he was 5. The problem was kicking the ball.
It's in the name. A goalie. You can use your hands if you're goalie. Oh wait, that's kickball. That's not kickball. That's.
Could you catch a kickball?
Catch ball?
Yeah. Could you play defense?
I don't know.
Could you be the pitcher and get like a?
I'd rather be a belly itcher.
What do they call that? A pinch hitter. A pinch kicker. Can you get a pinch kicker?
Oh, get a designated hitter. You get a DH.
I'll be a water boy.
There you go.
You could be a super fan.
Oh,
that's what they're called.
I do that with my TV shows and movies and comic books and everything
there you
I
go.
watch. I'm a super fan. Anyway, the actual real stuff, the majority that of the stuff that's kind of more new. I went back into the Cataclysm of Anthem this week because it's the last weekend it's going to be up before hopefully they move into the next part, because this was supposed to be the end of their part 1. Like, it was supposed to come out in March, and there's going to be a release of all this stuff, and it's going to end with Cataclysm. It's been over, like, over a year now, almost. Half a year? How long? When did this game come out? I feel like it came out 5 years ago.
February.
Anyway, I really, really like Anthem. I'm the only person that does, I think, in this state. I also went back into Control, and I forgot to talk about some stuff last week after playing it. Kind of major. My cons.
It's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I thought it was the best game of the year based on your review last week.
It is my favorite game of the year.
Oh.
The game is super awesome. The combat and the story I absolutely love. And they're not really negated by the cons. But the cons, I don't know, they might stop somebody from buying it, and I should probably say it.
That's fair.
I get so distracted by how much fun the game is to play. But it does have frame rate issues. Mainly when it loads up, it gets real jittery, and it's kind of annoying. And if you're fighting lots of people, it really slows down too. I've listened to some people say that they think it's meant to be played on a PC. So that kind of shows how much power it might actually need. Like, I know somebody's playing on Xbox One X, which is the most powerful console out right now.
Right.
And they were struggling.
So, typically, and this is not true in all cases, typically multi-platform games are built, the PC version is built first, and then the console versions are optimized off of that, depending on how big of a team you have.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big Remedy is off the top of my head, but my guess is that, yeah, it probably was built first for PC.
Makes sense.
And they just didn't quite get optimization right.
Yeah.
And
Hoping
most of that stuff is fixable in post, just with tweaks and stuff.
Hopefully
I don't know
it'll
how bad it is, but
I mean, some people, when I was hearing people talk about it, thought it was really bad.
what have you experienced?
I was never really bothered that much by it.
Yeah.
It's after an extremely long load time. There was the last con. Load times are forever. They're forever. And then you load in, and that's when the bad frame rate happens. But then it catches up, and you go play, and you have fun.
Yeah.
That's really the majority of the problems I had. Anyway, sorry I forgot to mention those last week. My Control review.
I already went and spent $60 on it. Oh,
Good. You're enjoying a good game, hopefully, then.
Indeed.
And I saw it Chapter 2.
Nice.
And I'm done. There, I went through this quick. You happy?
I'm so proud of you.
That's like the fastest you've ever done it, I think.
Anyway, next week I'll be back with 4 reviews for 4 different shows that I watched.
So, and if anyone had been placing bets, you mentioned 2 shows.
2 shows and 4 movies.
Well, in the tweet, I tweeted out, I mentioned shows specifically. So.
2.
Which, yeah, that's lower than your usual, I feel like. So, Tyler, what'd you do this week?
I did a lot.
I'm so proud.
Actually. Yeah. I know.
I actually did a surprising amount, too.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to the club.
DC Universe's original TV show Titans had season 2 start last Friday, September 6th. I watched episode 1, which was supposed to be the finale of season 1. It was kind of weird. They kind of half it and do half of a finale and half of a season premiere. I don't know. Kind of an odd way to do it. But once they got past the finale stuff from season 1, the episode was really good. The new Deathstroke suit is incredible. I'm really looking forward to seeing it in action because it looks awesome. I started reading Thunderhead, which is the second book in the Arc of a Scythe series, and it is pretty awesome so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. I don't want to spoil book 1 now because I don't know if people are going to read it or not. I know you plan to listen to it at some point.
Yeah,
but,
I'll try.
It's pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing where that takes me. I did finish another book called Old Man's War by John Scalzi.
You mentioned that last week, yeah.
I did. It's a pretty hard sci-fi book. It was a nice little palate cleanser for me. It is also a series. There's 3 books.
Should have gotten the soft cover.
I did.
You said it was hard. Sorry.
No, gotcha.
Keep going.
This is
I'm
Luke's
being
attempt at humor.
I'm just being an idiot. I'm sorry.
Well done, sir. It was good. Scalzi is mentioned in Ready Player One as one of Halliday's favorite authors, so it's kind of cool to read one of those books. I would recommend it if you like sci-fi. I'm not going to say much else. Football's back, so I watched a lot of football this weekend.
Chiefs.
Yeah, my team did not play a second half, evidently.
Sorry.
It looked like the Eagles were running offense on air, which is not good, but the first half was probably the best Redskins football I've seen in the last 10 years, so that was cool. But anyways, moving on. I watched It Chapter 2, and then the big thing I did this weekend was play Gears 5, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit more later.
Yeah, we're going to do Gears 5 right after...
Right.
News?
No, after
this. It? Oh, okay.
So I will let Brett take us into that segment.
Sure.
After he talks about what he did.
I did a few things. I finally finished up Mindhunter Season 2.
Oh, yes.
So good. I will say, I think... this one felt a little lacking in that they didn't do nearly as much interviewing. There's a little at the beginning and a little one halfway through.
It's less research, more practice.
Yeah, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I think I would have loved a couple more sprinkled in there.
Those interviews are some of the scariest parts of the show.
Yeah. Also, I noticed this definitely wasn't as... gory as season 1, which I'm fine with. I think that's an interesting choice.
It has way less gore and a lot less sex than the first season. Mainly because Jonathan Groff's, I don't remember the character's name, Holden's girlfriend isn't in this season.
Which I actually like because it was a weird relationship, and I'm glad that it existed in the first season, but I'm glad it didn't come back in the second because we got to focus on Tetch. Is that it? Tench.
I always call him Tetch.
Tench's relationship, and that's kind of a terrifying little
and then also
subplot.
What's the lady's name?
We don't know their names. They don't use their names nearly enough.
Yeah. The lady, the research lady from Boston College or whatever, you go more into her relationships as well.
Yeah, and I thought that was nice. There was enough there. It wasn't too much. They played it real kind of sleight of hand to reveal some things about her that I really liked. But overall, that's a easy fanboy worthy for me.
It's so good.
It's very good.
It's so well made.
Yeah. And you learn a lot about again, it's fictionalized, but you learn a lot about the Atlanta child murders and that time frame. And just how, racially hot the U.S. has just kind of always been. I don't know. I'm a product of the 2000s, really. I don't remember much about the 90s. And now you hear a lot more about, I feel like I'm hearing a lot more, probably just because of social media, about racism now and stuff. But that's always been here, and that's kind of a sobering thought. So
yeah,
kind of crazy. Anyways, Mindhunter Season 2, 2 thumbs up for me. If you're okay with that kind of content matter, go watch it.
Yes.
If you're my mom, don't watch it. You will not enjoy it.
I don't know what to tell my mom because she's a psychologist. I feel like she might kind of get a kick out of it.
She would probably enjoy most of it.
But gosh, it says so much. It shows a lot.
Yeah, it does. The Good Place, season 3, finally on Netflix.
Dana watches that show.
I really enjoy it, and I'm glad it's one of those shows that you can tell the creatives have like an arc in mind.
That's the one with the what the fork, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So as far as I know, what I remember hearing, I didn't double check this, is that season 3 is the final season, and it ends in like the perfect way. But I like how each season. I think I was worried after season 1 that for future seasons would just be a rehash of like this whole reset mechanic, which if you haven't watched season 1, like the idea is that they've died and they're in the good place, but actually they're in the bad place, and the 4 humans are like they're torturing each other, but they keep figuring it out, and so the architect demon keeps resetting their memories to try and fix it, and it's really quite good.
Wow.
It's really quite good. So I can't really say more without spoiling anything from previous seasons or season 3, but I just really appreciated what they did with the characters, how they moved them in certain directions, and gave a good concluding arc to all of them in season 3. So definitely they leave it open so that there maybe could be more, but I don't think there will. I think it's a little bit like if you've ever watched Chuck, like they could make more Chuck, but they're not going to.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome. Zachary Levi is a little more famous now. Maybe it could happen.
I wouldn't mind actually if Chuck.
That show gives you closure, but yet no closure.
Yep. And then the other 2 things I did was It Chapter 2. Watch it with these guys. Another movie where we went together.
I didn't see you there.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, you only showed up.
I mean, I
showed up
walked
10
in,
minutes into the previews and then missed the Birds of Prey teaser.
I know. I had to go re-salt and butter my popcorn. That's the problem. They give you the little bag, and like you can only get so much on. Like so then you eat like for 5 minutes, and then you get, and it's like, well, this isn't nearly as good because it's not really salty and really buttery. So I'm like,
I feel
there's
you.
still trailers. I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna re-salt and.
Know what the worst part about those bags is? Sometimes they're not sealed on the bottom.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
And it leaks all over your shorts.
You have to be very careful with how much butter you pump in
That's
there.
what that was on your shorts?
Yes. I don't know if you noticed, but whenever I get popcorn at movies, I grab about 20 napkins and I put them on my lap and set them underneath my bag of popcorn.
You kind of have to.
That's why. I don't know if you've ever... Now you'll noticed.
You know...
You get the smelly things.
So before
Lifesavers?
Regal came in and bought our local theater chain... I would always get a medium because the Warren mediums came in tubs. And that was great. And
So
now,
the smalls. Tiny little cups.
well, okay, yeah. I'm not going to get it small. But now, because I see that it's a very so Battle Rifle says put a straw in the bag and pump the butter into the. I don't know if it's that accurate. I feel like I'd burn my hands.
Maybe you
holding
should
the
bring
little
a
straw.
funnel.
Ooh, a funnel. That'd be good.
Excuse me. Please wait in line.
Get a funnel and hook it to like a carabiner.
Oh no.
Just be like. All right, we're good. Let's go to the movie.
In any case,
I would not go to movies with you if you.
I would buy Regal if you're listening. Which
Battle Rifle
I know
works
you
at
are.
Regal.
Oh yeah, Battle Rifle.
Go tell your boss.
I would buy more medium popcorns if they came in tubs and not bags, because the medium bags have the same problem as the small bags, which is they leak. And sorry, when I go by myself, I'm not buying a large.
I won't because I use my coupons to get free small popcorn.
Yup. I get my wife free small popcorns because I don't like popcorn very much.
Oh. She gets some free Oh, no, you can't get free candies. Mm-mm. But you can get discounts.
I get candy that smells really potent, according to Luke, because literally every time I go to a movie with Luke, I open my candy and Luke's like, that's potent. Even if he can't smell it. Like, even if it's something totally different that I don't normally get, he says it.
You'll order like M&Ms. I'll be like, those are potent.
Dude, you can't smell them every time.
But you get those lifesaver things so much.
I do.
And they are strong.
They just,
I think I could smell those across.
They have a
the
very
aisle.
distinct smell, which is not bad.
They're very potent.
Oh, I don't care if it is bad. They taste
they-
delicious.
Yeah, they're fine. But okay, should we talk about Gears real quick?
What?
Let's do it.
They kind of help your car run sometimes.
Yep. And occasionally you
They're
can
good
use
for
them
clocks.
as like a and a clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They make it harder to
pedal.
pedal your bike.
Yes. Wait, they make it harder?
Well, the higher up you go.
They make it.
I mean, it's
Possible.
harder. It's harder to pedal.
Are you gonna pedal your bike without a gear at all?
No. I'm saying if you increase, like, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know about bikes.
If you shift gears.
Yeah, shift up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you shift up to like 7, it's gonna be harder to pedal, but you're gonna go way faster.
So Tyler and I got in on the Gears 5. What is it? Is it the early access?
It's just called the Ultimate Edition.
Okay, so with the Ultimate Edition, whether you actually bought an Ultimate Edition
With 30 minutes of extra footage.
or you're a member of Game Pass Ultimate, you had access to Gears of War 5, Gears 5 this weekend.
Yep.
The 6th Gears of War game.
Confusing.
Yes.
For the person who's only...
Tyler
Actual Gears 4 is Gears Judgment. Gears 4 is actually Gears 5. Gears 5 is actually Gears 6. But Gears of War Judgment is actually before Gears of War.
It's a prequel.
Yeah.
Kind of like Halo
and
Reach.
It follows Baird.
Halo Reach is the 4th game in the Halo series, 5th game.
Mm-hmm.
5th game, but it comes first.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyways,
We're losing it tonight, guys. We're going so far off.
No, we got this. We're gonna right the ship right here.
I've played the first act. I'm just gonna give impressions. I can't do a full review because I haven't played enough of it.
Okay.
And as Tyler informed me, the first act is basically like a prequel to the actual game. So I haven't even started the actual game yet.
Yeah.
That said, I mean I have because it is part of the game,
right?
And it is mechanically important. I have a feeling like you're learning how to use like Jack and
Wait, do you have Jack at that point?
yes, you get Jack after like the first mission.
Oh yeah, because it's Dave, right?
Dave gets fried.
Dave gets murdered, and then he goes on the
Spoilers.
fritz.
Yeah.
Poor
But-
Dave. R.I.P.
I've been playing co-op, so I this is one of those games where I played like the original Gears solo, and then like all of the other Gears games I've played, I played co-op, and our friend Seabowl TV hit me up and was like, hey, if you want to play co-op, shoot me a invite. So I played co-op with him on last night.
We should all play Escape.
Ooh, yeah, we should. And played through Act 1. I think it's really good so far. I'm expecting it to really pick up in Act 2. Like, you can tell this is an introduction, and there's not a lot of huge set pieces. There's some really cool moments in the first act, but you can just kind of tell that it's setting the stage. I think the encounters and the combat feel really good. I really like... I have Dave/Jack.
Yeah.
And the abilities that they bring to the sandbox.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. They get crazy.
Yes.
Always liked digging canals in the sandbox and putting in the hose to fill up.
Why is he here?
I don't know.
I'm here to talk about It Chapter 2.
So I am not deep into the Gears lore, so the story for me was a little like kind of pieced together, and I haven't played 4, so the little intro cinematic at the beginning was helpful, but also confusing.
It raises more questions than answers. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So like I'm still kind of trying to figure out what all the story is, but again, like you said, it's kind of a the first act is kind of setting things up, and the main story I don't feel like has really even started yet.
No, it hasn't.
So I'll let you talk more about that.
What I think that first act really does is just kind of shows you where they are
Sure.
after the events of Gears 4.
Mm-hmm.
You play as the main character from Gears 4, and then after Act 1 ends, which I think is kind of weird that you put Act 1 in the game as somebody else.
Yeah.
But again, I guess people liked JD, so they wanted to keep that going. But Act 2 is actually one of the coolest things. It's the first open world Gears mechanic ever is Act 2 and Act 3.
Yeah, see, I haven't even gotten to like an open world area. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'll expand on that in a little bit. But
spoilers.
My impressions, this is possibly the best Gears game ever made, maybe outside of Gears 2. But it definitely has some major issues, bug-wise, in the campaign, which is kind of frustrating. And the server for multiplayer is a little lackluster right now. Again, it's early access, which is them saying, hey, this is a tech test. Please help us.
Right.
But the way the game feels, I think this is the best feeling Gears. The gunplay feels tight. It feels clean.
I've had no problem with it, and I don't typically love third-person shooters. And I remember specifically thinking back to older Gears, feeling a little more wild.
Yeah,
it feels tight. It feels good.
It feels very good, and like your shots feel like they matter, and
that makes me. This is one of those things that like I'm being a huge Bungie fan. I've just always taken for granted how good their controls are and their gunplay is, and I'm so happy that the rest of the industry is really catching up.
Yeah, agree to disagree on the controls all the time.
That's fine.
That's for unpacking later.
Agree to agree with Tyler's agree to disagree about the controls all the time.
But no, I think it's my favorite Gears so far. So I'll go through some pros and cons just real quickly. Pros, the campaign is good. They've done a good job building on what 4 kind of started. 4 is kind of like the reboot cool thing.
Right.
Like Gears 4 is like, hey, we're going to make another Gears trilogy. Let's just act like those first 3 are kind of there, but not really. And that's what they tried to do in Gears 4, but they had Marcus kind of be very much in the picture. Whereas Gears 5, as it stands right now, Marcus is there. But Marcus is kind of like the eye in the sky. He's not really like in your face all the time. He's not with you. And I really appreciate that. I love Marcus Phoenix. It is nice to move on to a new group. Mm-hmm. He had his 4 games if you count Gears 4. Let's get into a new group of people. The new open world areas are a pro for me. They're big. Like real big. You'll see in Act 2 when you finally get to go out on the skiff, you will see how massive the worlds are. Granted, they kind of feel empty because you're not going to have like random enemy encounters like out there. You have to like go find them.
Oh, sure.
So yes, it's an open world kind of thing, and there's collectibles to find, and there's little things like that. But for the most part, it's station to station, which I'm okay with because it's a new mechanic in a game that definitely does not necessarily lend itself to that.
Right.
So it's nice to see them try to add something new. The gunplay is tighter. We kind of talked about that.
Yep.
And then one of my favorite new additions to Gears is the arcade multiplayer. Gears is wildly popular for Nasher play, just using the shotgun and just trying to blow each other up with it the whole time.
Yeah.
Gears 5 kind of, with their arcade multiplayer mode, you don't start with a Nasher, which is nice, and you have to like get kills to earn a Nasher. But you can actually use like your Lancer or your pistol and actually down people and kill them and stuff. And it's just nice and refreshing. It feels easier for people to get into the multiplayer.
Yeah.
It feels more like an arcade shooter like Call of Duty.
Yep.
And it's never really had that before. Like the learning curve for Gears multiplayer has always been like wildly high.
Yeah.
Like you're either good at it or you're just going to get murked the whole time and you're going to be miserable. So it's nice that they've added accessible modes like arcade. Cons for me, bugs. The campaign, once you hit Act 3, is so buggy. It is beyond frustrating. Like, there's been so many times I've had to force close the app. There's been so many times that Foz will be like, hey, get on this platform. And I'll, like, mosey on over there, get on the platform. And he's like, are you going to get on this effing thing or not? I'm like, dude, I'm standing on it. Stop yelling at me. So then you have to like force close it, go back in, and then you have to play like the last 15 minutes over again, and it's just irritating. Like I don't understand how that happens. Like I feel like things like that are something you catch in quality testing. Like right. I feel like that's what quality testing is there for. Like multiplayer server issues are one thing, but a campaign bugged out like that is a totally different beast. And so it's pretty frustrating, but I'm almost done with the campaign, so it'll be over soon. But I'm curious to see, like story-wise, the campaign is very good. It's kind of confusing at one point, but I think I understand what's going on, and if I do, it's kind of similar to previous Gears games in the sense of what they're going for. Some pretty cool returns of some characters that I didn't expect to see again. All in all, really good experience. Gears 5 is probably my favorite Gears game. Granted, it's on a new system, so of course it's going to be better than its previous entries, but I'm excited to end it and go into the fun multiplayer modes.
Yeah.
And hopefully play with you.
Yes.
Don't ditch me again.
I'm sorry.
Siebel, come play Escape with Brett and I.
Hey, the campaign's like 3-player co-op, so...
Is it?
Yeah, you can play as Jack.
I am not playing as Jack. Who have you been playing as? Have you
JD.
Oh, that's right.
Because, again,
Never mind.
first act.
Dang it. So what's really cool about the co-op campaign stuff is if you play as Dell, you get to control Jack. Like, you get to control his upgrades and what he does. But if you play as Kate, you don't get to control Jack at all.
Interesting.
So it's because... does he have the little module yet? Okay,
yes.
Yeah. So that's why.
Module.
Yep. I thought that was kind of cool. Cool little...
Very cool.
Little mechanic for being player 2.
Yep.
Because usually you're like, I don't want to be player 2, man. It sucks. But you get the cool stuff, so...
So is it it's still hard for me to recommend in terms of like I just haven't played enough to really give it a good recommendation. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think if you're a Gears fan, you'll definitely enjoy it.
It's fanboy worthy for sure.
If you've got Game Pass, go download it when it if you don't have Ultimate. Oh, is it tonight that it's for everyone?
Yeah.
So if you have Game Pass, go download it and play it.
I paid $80 so I could have it early. Unashamed. I love Gears.
I paid
$2. If you go way
I paid $2
back
to upgrade to
Ultimate
for 2 months.
If you go back to our favorite games podcast, Gears is on that top 3 list.
That's
of mine.
That's one of those things where when Halo Infinite comes out, I'll do the same thing. I'll buy the $80 to $100
so you can get it early.
Legendary edition to have all the fun physical stuff and then also play early. Yeah.
I'll just buy it with my Project Scarlet console. Ooh. When it inevitably launches on the same day. It'll probably come with it.
We'll see if I will have a PC then. I
need to beat 5 first.
I still haven't played the campaign of 5. I have it though.
If I can have my PC built,
yeah, we need to play
then,
that.
I might wait a year on Scarlet. Because like all of Xbox's stuff is
play anywhere
now. So if I can get it on the real, I mean, chances are with Scarlet it's gonna look freaking tastic anyways. But
I don't really care what it looks like. It'll just probably be the only decent shooter out at the time when Project Scarlet launches.
Probably true.
If
we're not all still playing Cyberpunk.
Ooh, maybe.
I might still be playing Gears. Freaking love this game.
All right, should we get into some news? So that's a recommendation from us, generic recommendation for Gears.
I almost beat the first one.
Have you ever heard his Gears of War story?
I have heard his Gears of War story.
It's ridiculous.
It's eerily similar to mine. I got to the last mission.
You're on the train,
and I didn't beat it for like years, and then when it came back out as like a Games with Gold free game, I downloaded it, and then of course my cloud save was there, so I started it up, played that mission, beat the game, and was like, oh, I didn't realize I was this close to the end.
Yeah. I didn't like it enough to finish it because I was no good at it.
Yeah.
So I just quit. I'm a quitter.
It was kind of a cool.
It's okay.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool ending. Like I liked that's on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Against
the train sequence
General
is
Ram.
Pretty fun. So. All right, let's talk some news.
There was lots of trailers.
I have a number of trailers too.
Yeah. There's also one that didn't come out this week, but you actually saw this week, even though you talked about it last week. You punk.
I know.
Now that you've actually seen the real Terminator Dark Fate trailer, I want to know what you actually think about it.
So last week we mentioned this trailer, and I had watched a trailer that day, but it was a previous trailer, hence why I was like, I don't know what... It's not interesting. They just reused all the same shots. because I didn't see the right one.
And I thought it looked good, even
So-
though I don't know if it will be good still.
Yeah, so I saw this in theaters in front of it, and I leaned over to Luke and was like, "This trailer actually looks good." And he's like, "You idiot! That's the one I was talking about."
Yeah, he got like pretty animated
He was
about it
very.
too.
He was. I am glad there was someone between me and you.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that trailer either. I thought it looked pretty good.
I thought it looked. That's the best piece of marketing that has come out for that movie.
Absolutely. I don't know. The Terminator stuff in Gears looks really good.
And it
too.
doesn't make me want to watch the movie.
Well, no,
though.
but I think it looks good.
Yeah, no, this is still not a movie that I think will be all that great.
It'll be
that
fun.
said, it will be fun. It'll
Yep.
be entertaining. I will have a fun time in the theater.
I'll
And
buy
when I walk
popcorn
out
for that one.
I'll be like, yeah, okay, I don't need to see that again.
Yep. Exactly that.
It'll be a popcorn movie.
I think it'll be a lot better though than another movie that we got a trailer for this week. Bad Boys for Life.
Yes.
This is gonna be 2020's best worst movie.
Razzie time.
Yes, and it comes out in January, the
Yeah.
perfect time when nothing's coming out.
It knows what it is. That's what that tells me.
We'll be in the theater watching Bad Boys for Life with our notepads, writing down our best of 2019 stuff.
Like, oh, yeah. Will Smith's doing this again.
And they do want to. Those shots, the Michael Bay shot, even though it's not Michael Bay. Is it? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Maybe. No.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
I did laugh during the trailer,
I did too.
but this movie's not going to be good.
This is that thing. This is the exact same thing that freaking Hobbs and Shaw is, but I'm going to enjoy it. For whatever reason.
Because Will Smith and
'Cause
Martin
it's-
Lawrence love making fun of each other.
Yeah.
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 I'm excited for it.
So,
I'll have a good time.
I like the Bad Boys movies. Guilty pleasures of mine.
Bad Boys movies they're better than any of the Transformer movies, so
No.
maybe not the first Transformer movie. And
Bumblebee,
I
dude,
don't
come
count-
on!
Bumblebee is a new. I consider Bumblebee its own little series. Like, I'm kind of hoping they do continue that
I haven't seen
without
it.
just like roping it back into.
I've bought Bumblebee, but I haven't watched it. Got it for this guy.
Next trailer we got. It's actually premiering at TIFF right now. Jojo Rabbit got its full trailer.
I didn't watch this one yet.
I'm excited for this movie.
I am too.
It looks really funny. I mean, it's Taika, so it's probably gonna be funny. The kids look really good.
Yep.
Which is always nice. And it looks like it's gonna have a really good message in it too.
Yeah.
So, and plus, I mean, Taika playing Adolf Hitler.
That's just too good.
If you haven't had the chance yet, go look. I think Taika retweeted it and put it on Instagram. It's the old. It's the scene from what's that movie? Where Hitler's reacting from Valkyrie.
Yes.
And he's reacting to Taika Waititi playing him in a movie. It is so funny. Go look it up on YouTube.
Very good.
But yes, I'm very excited for that movie.
I'm very excited for that movie too.
I am too, based off the first teaser for it. Yeah, so
I was sold when that kid throws the knife on
Yeah.
the tree. Yep, you have to go watch the trailer. Those kids get up to some fun shenanigans. Another trailer that we got. I didn't watch this one because I haven't seen the first movie, so I'm just not gonna watch it until I see the first movie. Dr. Sleep got another trailer.
Yes.
yeah, I haven't watched this one either.
As the only person at this table who's watched this trailer.
I haven't seen The Shining, and I'm worried it's gonna spoil something. I watched the first trailer and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to know all that stuff.
Maybe. I don't know.
The M word in the trailer.
Murder?
Magic.
If you haven't figured that out.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I remember seeing the first trailer. I was like, what?
It's okay. Even after watching
Yo, wizard,
like,
Ewan McGregor.
What?
Yo, wizard.
No, I think this looks really good.
Who's directing
The
this?
Shining is probably other than maybe the new It movies. I think The Shining is probably the best Stephen King adaptation. And even then, it's like it's kind of one of those like when you
Mike Flanagan is directing it. He did Haunting of Hill House.
yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be seeing this. Holy crap.
So when are you coming over to watch The Shining?
Right after we record this podcast.
No. Maybe
I don't
this
know.
weekend.
I'll watch it with you tonight.
I want to sleep too.
Anyways,
I'm a wuss.
no, I think it looks good. It looks like a proper. I wasn't sure how much of a true sequel feel I would get. It's definitely they're very obviously leaning into this is a sequel. Here
Sweet.
are some nostalgia things. I don't know how much those will play into the movie, but because it's not a 10-movie franchise, like that nostalgia beats work for me.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like it's a cash grab.
Yeah, and it's been so long.
Yeah.
I wonder how much. I haven't read the books either, but I wonder how much they'll follow from
Well, Stephen King hated The Shining,
movie.
so I'm guessing they didn't follow it very much.
Yeah.
So, and this is a sequel to the movie,
Right.
not a
There's a book There's a book
adaptation
called
of the
Dr.
book.
Sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's an adaptation of the book, but it's also
but it's
Following
a
the
sequel
movie.
Okay.
to the movie.
it's not like okay, I gotcha.
So there's definitely going to be liberties taken because of the choices the first movie
Yeah.
made.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like when liberties are taken.
I do too. Tell the story that is best for your format.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of that.
Yep.
Next thing we got, we're poking fun at this trailer a bit. Before we started.
What?
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 What? There's another trailer for The Lighthouse. This movie looks. I don't even know. Like,
It
what
looks
the heck is
insane.
going on?
Yeah, what is this movie?
Just the black and white.
I'm so
Like-
excited.
How it's in black and white, I think looks super creepy when it's like on Defoe's face. Oh, yeah, it's creepy.
I'm excited to watch it.
I think it'll be really good. It looks super weird.
I still need to watch The Witch.
Oh, The Witch is so good.
It's like 500 hours long.
That's long.
It's like 2.
I could probably watch it in a weekend.
You probably could.
I don't know how, but Luke's gonna
But
make
he
it
would
happen.
find a way.
He would find a
All
way.
right, this movie is 50 hours long. I'm gonna watch it.
It's
in
92 minutes.
That's a long movie. Maybe I was thinking of like the Hereditary and Midsummer. Those are both pretty long.
Midsummer is very long. Hereditary is pretty long too.
Yeah.
It's not the traditional 90 minutes.
So that's what I was thinking of.
That's what you're thinking
Sorry.
of. Yeah. No, this one is easy.
The Witch.
The Witch.
Mhm.
This one's quite
Witch.
easy to get through in an evening.
Next trailer we got. It was leaked online. I know Tyler kind of talked about it last week, but me and Tyler saw it before it because Brett went to go
I went to go get popcorn.
pop his butter. The Birds of Prey teaser,
Yeah. It was a lot better seeing it on the IMAX.
the full IMAX screen. Yeah,
and not grainy.
I'm part of the minority, and I'm actually really excited for this movie.
I'm excited for the movie. I think I'm kind of at a point where like we are 5-ish months away from this one, right?
Mhm.
And we still really don't have anything.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
I
like,
mean that's what Aquaman did.
right, and this movie has such a small budget too, and I'm thinking that this is like we don't want to blow our budget on that.
Mm-hmm.
But then of course there's the rumors of like extensive reshoots, and like that happens all the time. But I don't know. I just thought there would be more than that
Yeah,
because I'd already seen it.
I'm guessing in the next couple weeks
We'll get something else.
We'll get something at least. I mean, a minute.
I mean, I like what I've seen.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like I think I was expecting more than that,
Mhm.
and so it was kind of like, oh well, all right.
Yeah. We also got to see that dope Tenet trailer again. So
We did.
that's
That was
super awesome.
exciting. Don't give us any more.
Yeah. Stop the marketing.
Yep, that is done.
No
We
more
don't-
trailers.
We don't need more. You had me at Nolan.
Just give me some posters. That's it. Oh, do you have any more movie trailers? Is there any more?
I have a couple actually. The Aeronauts. It's a not Netflix, an Amazon Prime movie that's going to be out in theaters with Eddie Redmayne and Rogue One girl,
Felicity Jones.
Felicity Jones. And it looks kind of interesting.
What's it about? I don't know what this
Straight
is.
streaming. For me, it looks like a straight to streaming. For me, just because
it's gonna go straight to streaming.
It kind of looks like
Because
an
that's
Amazon.
why-
No, he's a scientist. It's based on a true story. Podcast.
The podcast. is alive. That's good.
Based on a true story of like basically the first weatherman, and so it's about like
Oh yeah, I did see
hot
this
air
trailer.
balloon. He has to get Felicity Jones to
Fall in
like,
love with him.
take him
No.
up into the air. I don't know. It looked fairly interesting.
In the air tonight.
And then the last one I saw was Jexy.
Oh, that movie looks like trash. 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Every Razzie. Whatever that dude's name is.
Adam Devine.
I can't stand him. He is not funny.
What is it called?
Jexi.
It's the comedy Siri movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Movie looks horrible.
Yeah, that
I
movie.
had to bring it up.
That movie looks weird.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm in pain
Okay,
thinking about
okay.
that.
Here's the question:
Ooh.
Is this one gonna be worse than Velvet Buzzsaw?
Yeah, that's exactly the question.
No. Here's why.
Oh.
A movie from that director starring Jake Gyllenhaal with a good trailer and an intriguing premise has a lot higher expectations than Adam Devine with a slutty Siri or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Its name is Jexy.
Whatever.
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 Ben Roethlisberger.
Whatever. It was one of those that really caught me off guard. Like, what am I watching?
Yeah, it's weird.
I think
So I had to bring it up.
I just-
because it is weird.
I think like right after that they played the John Cena Fireman movie trailer, and I was just like, wow, this could win all the Oscars.
Dude, sorry, John Cena reminded me. Have you seen the Fox commercial where they're like, the wrestling is coming to Fox? You're about to sneeze, aren't you? Oh, you look like it. Anyways, watching football, there's a commercial because I guess WWE is coming to Fox, and it has like all these people doing like wrestling things like in their everyday jobs, and there's like an anesthetist like standing over somebody they're putting out for a surgery, and they're like
Anesthesiologist?
an anesthetist,
Oh.
but anesthesiologist works too. Anyway,
Okay.
but they go like,
Are,
they go
are
like
you about to
this.
sneeze?
He does like this thing and he's like, "She's out, doc," and I laugh every time. And then it has somebody RKOing a mannequin in a mall, and I'm like, "Dude, this commercial is awesome."
Guess I'm gonna have to watch NFC football or something.
Yeah, you should. Anyways, carry on. I apologize.
I got a couple TV trailers. First one was for Jack Ryan season 2. Got a full trailer, and premiere date comes out on November 1st. Looks good. I'm here for it. I'm excited. Big fan of John Krasinski.
He'll watch it in a day.
Yep, he will.
Yeah,
Proud of you.
probably. Well, I don't know unless I start it on Friday night. I'll start Friday night, probably finish
Saturday
Saturday morning.
What's next?
We got a Watchmen featurette.
Yeah.
Kind of out of nowhere. It premieres in about a month and a half. What is today?
A month and 10 days.
Month and 10 days. Really kind of goes into what the show's about. Looks really good.
It does.
Yep,
I'm excited for it.
very excited.
This is like the opposite of Dr. Sleep. It's a sequel to the book and not the movie.
Yeah.
So I was going to kind of mention that earlier, but I didn't want to get ahead of myself. Was there any more TV trailers? Was there any video game trailers?
I'm sure, but I didn't have any.
I didn't have any.
I do have some video game news.
Oh, why don't you tell me that? Video
Borderlands
game
3
news?
has some weird review fiasco going on. Did you hear about this, Brett?
No.
So instead of sending out review copies to all of the outlets, Jason Schreier reported today they sent out Epic Games Store logins with a build of the game that is not yet complete, and they only sent it to select reviewers. Kind of a weird ordeal. Polygon just absolutely trashed it. They just don't think it's good. They don't think it does anything new, which I don't think every game needs to do something new. I think Borderlands fans are going to love it regardless because Borderlands have huge fandom. But it's just kind of an interesting thing. Like Kotaku didn't get a copy, which is crazy because they're like one of the biggest. Schreier was talking about how they didn't get a copy. They won't get it till Thursday.
Okay.
What are you looking up?
I'm just seeing.
We didn't get one either.
Yeah, we didn't get a copy, which is crazy.
What the heck, Gearbox? Are we not your friends?
But it's just kind of interesting to see that is their way of getting their review copies out there, I guess. Because it's not like a retail copy. Like, it's not the full game. Which is odd. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10.
I would say Forbes gave it a 9. Destructoid 9. I mean, I'm seeing fairly good reviews.
Look at Polygons. Polygons is like
0 out of 10.
Torching it. And I actually like Polygon. My two favorite are Polygon and Kotaku.
But Polygon didn't get... No, they did get one.
They got a login thing, yeah. And Polygon just kind of...
And obviously, Kotaku couldn't actually review it because
No.
they don't have it yet.
No. They just reported on like what was going on with it. Yeah. I think Borderlands 3 will be great. I'm not a huge Borderlands guy. I don't know how much I'll play it. My brother loves it. Favorite gaming franchise. He will play that thing until there's no more playing to do with it. So good for him. I'm happy he's getting another game, but I hope it's good for Borderlands fans. I personally will still be playing Gears. Come find me in the arcade quick play mode.
Me and 2 other people will be playing Anthem.
The only other 2 people that are playing it still?
Yeah, we need one more person to get a full squad. Come on, guys.
Anyways.
Anything else?
No, that's weird. It's weird.
A lot of people really like it, but it's just kind of funny that there's select outlets that were given games, and I don't know. It's just weird to me.
That is strange.
Yeah.
We have seen in the past certain outlets who do certain news, cover certain kinds of news stories certain ways, rub publishers the wrong way, and they'll get blacklisted.
No, absolutely.
So I wonder if that's
Kotaku's thing, yeah.
Something
that. They told Schreier, because Schreier reached out, and they told him it's a security thing.
It's weird.
But the game comes out Friday, and that's why they're sending out like an unfinished version of the game. I don't know.
Right.
It's a weird ordeal. I just think
the game isn't finished. No.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took away from it, is that maybe the game's not finished. But it comes out Friday. So good luck to all the Borderlands people. Let us know how it is.
Yeah.
I'll have it, but I won't
If you
play
play Borderlands, let us know.
Yeah, I don't play
Actually,
Borderlands.
I might play it just for the pod, but we'll see. I'll be playing a lot of Gears still.
Real quick, Battle Rifle wants to know, Luke.
Oh.
Was Velvet Buzzsaw worse than the Emoji Movie?
I didn't see the Emoji Movie, so yes.
Oh my gosh. Was it worse than Minions?
No. Listen, everybody. Minions is my least favorite movie of all time. So let's just get that out into the open real quick.
Okay. Other news. A Face Off reboot is happening.
Yes!
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Sounds fine.
I really hope
It's
Nick
about
Cage
time.
and Travolta are involved somehow.
I sure don't, but that's...
Haley Steinfeld has been offered the role of Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye show on Disney+.
Sweet.
I'm
fine with that.
I saw this, and honestly, I was a little sad.
I know why you were sad. It's okay.
Look, Emily Blunt can't carry every franchise.
No, he wants her in something else, I think.
I'd rather see her in a bigger role.
Oh, sure.
Like, I don't know, the caliber of an Invisible Woman. Something like that. The caliber of, I hope they don't do this character anymore, but of a Jean Grey. Like, top tier. I think she's really good, and then she's going to be Daddy's sidekick. Like, I know she can replace Hawkeye in the future and do other things, but... And listen, she's an amazing actress. She's going to crush it. And I'll watch it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it, and she'll be great. But I wish she was in...
Doing something bigger.
Something bigger, yeah. That's kind of a petty gripe, but whatever.
My last thing, Resident Evil team-based game, Project Resistance.
Teen-based? Oh, team. I was like, CW's making a Resident Evil video game.
Yes.
They're coming after our abs.
Let me fix my eyebrows first.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Oh my gosh. That was not my intention at all. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
Oh man.
So I was pretty excited for this. Tomb Raider 2 has a director, Ben Wheatley. Have you guys ever seen any of his movies?
What has he done?
I don't recognize his name.
Yeah, I don't either.
He's pretty small. He makes indie stuff.
Okay.
A couple years ago, he made the movie Free Fire. Armie Hammer, Brie Larson.
Oh.
Really stacked cast.
Yeah.
I went and saw that. It's good. It's really enjoyable. I was a little disappointed by it because I was expecting something else. But I really think Tomb Raider 2 is in good hands.
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm really excited for that. Haley Atwell is going to be joining Mission Impossible 7. And only thing I have to say to that is heck freaking yes.
I love the way that was announced on Twitter too.
Yes.
That was dope.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it. What else do we got going on here? Sony and Disney is still in the news. But now the door is shut.
Yep.
That's what Sony said.
For now.
The door is closed. For now. Yeah. Well,
The door is never completely closed.
Exactly.
But still a little sad that that's not going to be a thing, but we all love Spider-Man, so we'll all be excited for the next whatever Spider-Man is coming out.
Yep.
In the DC world, Suicide Squad had more casting.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi and that other dude who dated Ariana Grande.
Pete Davidson.
Oh,
That's
Pete
his name.
Davidson.
They're both joining the cast, I guess.
Interesting.
Do you guys remember when the social media thing about Pete Davidson was going around saying he has butthole eyes?
What?
Sorry, I'll explain it later. It was really funny. That was like a thing.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, I'm really curious what's happening with this movie because there's a lot of people in this cast.
Yeah. Well, they're all gonna blow up.
That's true. Good. That's how it should be. I
Yeah.
wonder if they're gonna have an intro squad, and she's gonna have to kill all of them. Amanda Waller, and she's gonna be like, crap. We're gonna have to get the OG squad, except without Will Smith.
We'll have to bring in the guys.
We're gonna have to bring in Idris Elba
to play Bronze Tiger.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's kind of what's gonna happen. That's my little prediction. Also, Robert Pattinson. What?
What?
He finally kind of broke his silence about Batman. Had a really cool article. I don't remember who it was with. I think it was Variety. Was it? I don't know. Anyway, he talked about trying on the bat suit, which got Batman geeks kind of excited because we love Batman suits. And then it was just a really cool article about how he really pursued the role of Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was awesome to read.
He was like, I was so mad when the story broke that I was trying for Batman. He's like, I thought I lost it because of that. But he still got it, and then he was on the set of Tenet, and he got to talk about Nolan about Batman, and I think it's really cool how
invested he is.
Yeah,
in
he's
this.
really invested. Yeah. And he seems really humble about it to me too.
Yeah,
like he knows he's following a lot of.
He knows he's stepping into a pretty big cow.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's kind of cool to see him talk about that.
Yes. Anyway, those are all my news stories.
One last thing. Today is the 5th anniversary of Destiny.
You knew he couldn't get away without saying it.
I couldn't.
Which game?
Not Destiny 2, the one you played. Destiny, the original game that came out.
I've never played a
It's
Destiny.
been out for
2014.
5 years.
5 years, man.
I've never heard of a Destiny game. What is Destiny?
Let me try to explain this.
What is your Destiny?
Quick, punch him for me.
Sorry,
lots
He
of
told me
lots
to
of
do
good memories, and only like 2.5, 3 weeks to go until Shadowkeep.
Yeah.
So
I'm pumped for that.
very excited.
Bring it on. My anniversary is only about 1 year.
It's fine.
I was late. 4 years late.
Late to the game. But that's,
Dude, I was so hyped for Destiny 1 when that game came out. And I spent a lot of time with it. So it's kind of cool that it's been 5 years.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't play it anymore. So it's okay.
that's fine.
I
All
might
right.
jump back in at Shadowkeep.
Yep.
Enjoy what you enjoy and
That is right. Gears 5.
walk away from what you don't. Like, don't waste your time playing something you
It's
don't
not that
enjoy.
I don't enjoy it. It's
No,
just
but it also can, like, something can have a finite life of enjoyment, right? Or that you're willing to put time into.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't go back and rewatch The Lord of the Rings every week just because I really love it.
You don't?
Now,
I do.
Once a year, I'm going to rewatch them. But you can also be like, I really enjoyed Lord of the Rings, and I've only watched it once, and that's fine. Anyways.
Should we stop clowning around and start clowning around?
That was
pretty good.
I did the Mahomes no look. More successful than his.
But you didn't overthrow it by 20 yards. What a dummy.
Hey, that's my quarterback.
I don't care. I don't care if it was my quarterback. That was stupid.
Yeah, he should have just thrown it at Kelsey. Good, I got him 7 more points. Dang it. No, 4 more points. We got a field goal. Anyway, yes, we should probably talk about this movie we saw. It Chapter 2. What'd you guys think about this movie? Also, I guess, it made $91 million, so it's successful.
Yeah, did well.
That's
Had a
really
good opening
good.
weekend.
It's the second highest grossing, so specific, R-rated horror movie. I don't know. It's second place to It Chapter 1.
Right.
Which I was like, oh, okay.
Which I think makes sense based on what I heard review-wise and what I experienced in this movie. I didn't think it was going to make as much as the first one. The first one, very accessible.
Plus, just the first one, I mean, lots of people went out to see it.
Right.
And I mean, some people probably didn't like it, so they're not going to see the second one.
Right.
But I think when people started seeing reviews and hearing that it's almost 3 hours long, and the kind of like, there's some scary moments, but it's really funny, but it's not like a traditional horror film. Like, that's gonna turn a few people off, and so, yeah, I think it did really well, all things considered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
It not being a traditional horror movie, I kind of talked about it to you guys after the movie. Like, going to this was like for me going to see Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like it's a culmination movie. I know it's only a 2-movie-parter arc, but like,
maybe.
But like, it was cool to like. I don't know. I guess like when I watch it, I don't view it as a horror film.
Right.
Like either of them. Sure, it's got some scary stuff, but it doesn't. I mean, it's not really that scary.
Right.
It's just fun to see Bill Skarsgård be creepy and drool everywhere.
Lots of drool.
I think one of the things that we might as well just get into the review, I guess. But like one of the things that I think makes this one not feel as scary to me is the fact that they're adults. There's something about that childhood, I'll say innocence, even though certainly most of those kids weren't, they had experienced things.
The naivety of them.
There's like that. They need to be protected. Maybe this is just the parent in me coming out. Yeah. But it's like, run away.
You're
and
a
as
parent?
an adult, fun fact, Luke.
You're old.
Old. It's been a while.
Well, then.
Drop your glasses down into your nose. There you go.
Now put on your sunglasses.
Okay, now pull them back up.
Cool.
Too bright in
You're
here.
creeping me out. Stop that. Naked grandma.
Naked grandma. No, so that's what. Okay.
That's part of the movie. No.
My first off, my general thoughts are, this is a really good movie. It's a really good sequel to it, and I think it's a really good adaptation of the book. Like we talked about earlier, it's not like they completely tried to take everything that was in the book and put it in here because it wouldn't work. But they took
15 hours.
They took what did work.
I think the book would fit in this room. I think it's huge.
And I think they got the actors that could really carry it to an enjoyable, if maybe a little long, story and a good conclusion to the not trilogy series.
Well, maybe.
My
talk about that later, I guess.
My impression in words. I wrote, while not as good as the first chapter, chapter 2 is a fun, in parentheses, long ride that does not disappoint. I have something in my eye, and I'm sorry. But, no, I really enjoyed it. I like the first chapter better. One, because it's more digestible.
Yeah.
2, because I feel like chapter 1 was more carefully crafted, if that makes sense. I feel like there was more time put into it.
Sure.
I agree.
Than chapter 2.
Yeah.
And I think there was a scene specifically, I leaned over to Luke and I was like, yeah, something was cut there. It was like very obvious. You could tell it just kind of like, we're just going to keep moving. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. I mean, I think, and part of that is because they released before the movie that there's a ton of footage cut. So like you're kind of aware that there's cuts in the movie.
As is with every movie.
Well, right. But like they like revealed how much they cut.
Chapter 2 Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. It's like 3.5 hours or some crazy number like that. But no, I just felt like the first one they spent more time and carefully made it than this one.
Right.
Yeah. It has pacing issues, mainly because of its length and having to really fill in that time, which I feel like was so unnecessary. And then for me, horror-wise, I felt they were like, jump scare. Here's a scene with tension. Jump scare.
Yeah.
And you know what? Every single one of them gets me. And it's annoying because I know it's coming. Like you can almost like point at the screen right when it's going to happen, except I would jump at the same time because I can't help it because something flies out at the screen. And I felt like they relied on that too much.
Yeah, you brought up something good there. Is like, here's a scene with tension. Like,
also, that scene with tension is in the
trailer. It is the first trailer.
Yeah.
But like the tension building in the first chapter is so good. Like they did such a good job of it. Whereas in this one, and that's where it kind of goes back to like the first one, I felt was a little more carefully crafted. Like there's more time spent building up the scare versus in this one where it's just like, yep, what,
mm-hmm.
like it just kind of jumps around like that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for validating my thought.
It's
no problem.
Before we get into spoilers, this is still a fanboy worthy for me.
There's spoilers in this movie?
Yes.
I guess there's like one.
Sure. I like to throw it out
you
there.
You don't really know what people
just in
will
case
consider spoilers.
Someone is listening and wants to be like, "Ooh, I don't want to hear anymore."
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is still a fanboy worthy for me, despite the length and despite maybe not being quite as good as the first one.
I hate
it's more Bill Skarsgård and some great new additions in the adult cast.
Yeah.
Great adult cast, great chemistry.
Yeah.
Specifically for me, from Bill Hader.
Yes.
And don't know his name, the dude who played Eddie. Just like Finn Wolfhard and Jack Dylan Grazer in the first one. Perfectly translated in this one.
Yeah. Very good job. I think that's my top pro is the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Also a fanboy worthy for me. I hate when I say it's not as good as the first in any line of movies, but still fanboy worthy, still good, still worth seeing in my opinion.
Yep.
For me, it's fanboy worthy. It's good, not great.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I was kind of disappointed because for lots of it, I was just, especially in the middle bit, I was just like, let's go.
Sure.
Like, come on, let's go. I get it. It's scary. But ultimately, the cast and specifically Hader and Skarsgård are incredible.
Yeah, they carry.
They're
really good.
Fantastic performances.
Yes, they carry it.
And the movie's it's really fun.
That's
when it doesn't get drawn out too long, there are parts that are really fun. They're really funny. I did have a really good time, but good, not great. Fanboy worthy.
Cool.
Sweet.
Let's talk about some more specific things, spoilery in nature, perhaps, or just more in depth.
Can we just talk about Bill Skarsgård and how creepy that dude is?
Can we talk about Bill Skarsgård and how he's incredible in this movie? And I think he's in it for like 20 minutes.
If that.
We
need more Pennywise.
Come on. That dude is good.
He's fantastic.
I felt like they definitely tried to do the draw it out, where it's like the less you see of him, the scarier he'll be. But the thing is, he's not all that scary.
No, he's not scary at all.
And you can't be creepy if you're not on screen.
Right.
Just let him be creepy on screen. He's really good at that.
Yeah, my favorite thing he does, and he does it so well. He did it in the first chapter with Georgie, and he does it with this one with the girl under the bleachers. Is like he has like that like predatory like I can't do anything but focus on my meal right now, and he sells it so well. He starts drooling, and he like completely loses track of what he's thinking about, and it looks like a predator, like he's ready to just pounce, and he's so good at selling it.
Yep.
Let's just do that more. Obviously, I don't like watching the kids die, but like those kind of scenes where he gets to really like embody Pennywise and just have a good time, because you could tell he loves it.
Yeah.
He has so much fun playing that character. So I wanted more of that.
Yep.
And we really only get a couple scenes here and there.
Yeah.
I felt like we got the one underneath the bleachers.
Yeah.
The other one, the one in the funhouse, didn't do it for me.
When he's headbutting.
When he's headbutting the glass, I was like, this is weird.
I didn't mind it. I liked that.
I thought that scene was shot really cool.
Yeah.
That, yes. I thought it was...
Or windows, I
You
guess.
kind of can't help but think it's cool, like John Wick and all those other things. Whenever they put the mirror room in it, it's always like, oh, we're going to see a camera. Nope, we didn't. Good job. Good scene. But that's like the end of the second act.
Which that second act is a beast of a thing to get through.
And like they already have their tokens. Let's go. Like
right.
I didn't. Sure, I don't want to watch a kid die in a movie, obviously, but to me, that scene didn't work for me. Like, to sell that Georgie dying was his fault. I felt more the scene where he's actually in his house was that scene.
Yeah. What I really appreciate about the funhouse scene was that it because we don't see a lot of Pennywise in the second act.
It gave us more of him.
It showed us the stakes, right? It laid the stakes out for our main characters, because up until then they haven't really seen. I mean, they each experience him, but they experience something internally that's not outward facing. There's no actual real world consequences to what's happening.
All right.
Until the boy dies, and then all of a sudden it's like,
here's a thing. And I don't necessarily believe this myself.
Sure.
But it goes through my head. Was that kid actually there, and did he actually die?
It's a good question.
Because he's hitting his head against the thing, and like things aren't going right. He bites the kid. Blood goes everywhere. My mom's hating this. And then blood's gone. Room's normal. Was the kid there? Or was he just messing with Bill?
Could have been.
The amount of power that Pennywise has is insanity.
That's also one of my cons, is that I wanted more about it.
Right, like how does he have
And
all
I
this?
wanted a little bit more clarity on his range of powers.
So, I have committed to, in December, starting the book.
Ooh.
So maybe I can help you with that.
And so this is what I keep alluding to. Bill Skarsgård and Andy Muschietti are both on board for a Pennywise prequel.
Yep, they are.
Ooh.
Which, like, at first when I heard that, I was like, we don't need to do this. But, like, after seeing the second one, I'm like, yeah, we can do that.
I'm on board, too.
Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Because there's so much left on the table with that character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very obvious.
Yeah.
And, of course, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise is
I'll
fantastic.
I'll take that.
More of that any day.
Yep.
Anyway, but that's my little conspiracy theory with the movie.
That and he's going to be in Mortal Kombat. I think of the Grinch thing.
No, it's going to be like Wario from Super Smash Bros. And if you eat enough, you can fart on him.
Well, that was...
It's his best move. Well, one of his best moves.
So there's two characters that I think... There's one character who I didn't really want in here at all.
Naked Grandma?
Yes, that's fine.
Oh my
we
gosh.
could have done without her. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. The prisoner, the
Bowers.
bully, Bowers.
Yeah.
Bowers, you can... It's a good... Like, Bowers was that physical representation of evil in the first movie that the group had to kind of overcome that's what like made them a group.
Do you think it would have been better if they would have had to deal with him in Act 2 instead of getting their tokens?
Sure, I think that could have been entertaining.
I think it would have been more entertaining.
Yeah, I thought his scenes
No,
were
fine.
fine, I guess. Especially when Eddie fights him in the bathroom. Like, I thought that was
The
a good
Eddie
scene.
fight was fine,
But it's not necessary.
Yeah,
I
it
just-
just kind of came out of nowhere.
it was one of those weird things where he's like driving around with a zombie, and
Hofstadter!
So that kind of this kind of brings up something that kind of bothered me about the movie. Is there's a few things that I feel are shoehorned in.
Mhm.
That's one of them.
yeah,
They left it open in the first one, and they weren't really sure what to do.
right.
So they were like, "Well, we got to wrap that storyline up." No, you don't. Just move on.
He fell down the well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Or he's just in a sane asylum.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, he
You can
totally
certainly
just-
show us something like that.
Heck, you can
Yeah.
just have him kind of be crazy and Pennywise shows up and eats him. Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I would have
'Cause he
much
eats
rather.
adults
I
now,
would have
so-
much rather had seen, and again, because I don't know the actual scope of Pennywise's powers and/or limitations, because it seems like he can't go outside of Derry.
And he can't go outside of like what is real-ish.
But yet Hofstadter's just driving around.
Yeah.
Like I would have
Apparently
much
he
rather.
has a
I would have much
license.
rather had Pennywise and Bowers like together versus weird zombie who I know is his
Friend?
His friend, yeah.
But like I just felt like it was a weird little side story that did work with Eddie.
Yeah.
The fight with Eddie worked. However, the rest of it I just felt was a little bit of a time waste and hurt the pacing of the film overall.
Mhm. And like,
The second act.
yeah, just like the second act, how like each individual character you're with, and you have to go get their token. Give me a cool little scare montage. Like, we're scaring this person, this person, this person, this person. 15 minutes, you're done. Can move on.
Yeah.
And you want to know what also just sucks the worst about that is they spend all that time to get their tokens, and it literally means nothing. Literally nothing.
So
But it also is kind of a pro because I think the backtracking style that they do in the movie is cool.
mhm.
But at the same, because it kind of gives you the story of them when they were younger that you don't get in the first part.
Yeah.
So from chapter 1 and chapter 2, it's cool, but as chapter 2 is a standalone, it's annoying.
Right.
So I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there because I thought it was one of my pros, kind of,
Yeah.
but also one of my least favorite parts of the movie.
So go ahead, Luke.
It goes into another one of my cons.
Mhm.
I didn't like the kids in this movie.
Oh, really?
No.
They aged up too much.
The de-aging on them I thought was bad, especially
Oh.
on Finn Wolfhard.
I didn't.
Yeah, his hair was different, like completely
I
different.
thought his face looked weird.
I didn't mind
That
it too
and
much.
I thought their acting was off. It didn't feel like the first movie to me. Like I felt like when they wrote their script lines, you're like, oh yeah, they just insulted each other in the first movie, right? Yeah. No, like they're friends.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's like the
Like some of the stuff was good. Like kind of when they're after they have their fight and they're going off being scared and they're remembering those moments. But like the scene in the clubhouse, I was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They didn't sell it to me.
I thought it was fine, but I did think it was definitely not as good. I felt like they've all grown up a little bit too much,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hard for them to like. It felt like they were really trying to recapture what they did rather than just still be who they are. I don't
Yeah.
know if that makes sense. It sounds dumb to me when I say it, but like, it felt like they were trying to act like their younger self. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like they
Rather
were
than
like
just
when
maybe
an actor-
just embrace that
So-
they're a little older, and then
Right,
it's a
so-
couple years later,
Or like when Tom
something
Cruise
like
is gonna
that.
have to play Maverick again.
Right.
Like, he's, oh, I have to go play that character again. Let's see, how would I be?
right. Well, it's like that, and like it's a kid trying to act like a younger version of himself, which like
Yeah.
you're not that much older. Like just play the character
You've-
how you feel comfortable.
You haven't gotten that much older. You just look completely different.
Right.
So you feel older, I guess.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Finn Wolfhard has grown like a foot and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a full blown adult.
My other real con is Mike.
Okay.
He's the one who...
He's the reason that we're all here.
He's the orchestrator. He has the twist that I still don't completely like.
That he can remember everything because he didn't leave?
No, that he knew that the ritual wouldn't work.
Again, it's just to fill time.
But on a 3-hour movie,
Yeah.
you don't need to fill time. You need to cut time.
Yeah.
And I get that the ritual of truth is in the book, but like
if it wasn't gonna matter, why?
You can, but I think you can incorporate that and have it not matter, but not feel like such a waste of time if you can cut down the second act. If you make it so that, or reveal that he doesn't know it necessarily will fail.
Yeah.
If he is sold on the fact that it will work, the problem is we don't ever get enough of him to actually believe that it will that it will work.
If you believe it will work, it will work. Isn't that what he said or something like that?
It is kind of the end thing, right? Where it's like,
it's
you
like,
believe
no,
he's small.
They didn't believe that they could kill him, so they couldn't. Okay.
But no, I think Mike was maybe a little shortchanged, and it's done intentionally because he's
a writing standpoint.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he is the one with the secret, and if you give too much away, then all of a sudden that secret doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I was surprised by the actor who played him. I did not expect him to be as good as he was.
Oh no, yeah, he was a fine.
I thought he did a good job.
Fine performance.
Yeah.
I just think he was shortchanged on what he was given.
Right.
Yeah, especially since like I know the second act is really long, but like we don't really get to see him do anything in it. He's just like hanging out in his little
because
library.
he's already got his token.
Yeah, he already got his. He knows what he's doing. He's like, yeah.
See,
I
I
went
think it would
smoked some
have been.
beauty.
I think it would have
the
been
chief.
cool if they had. What are there? Six of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like 2 groups
Mm-hmm.
and gone, and you could have followed those 2 groups down. And each of them had gotten their little tokens pretty quickly. And
Gosh, it annoys me so much. Sorry. Continue.
No, it's fine. I know how much the casino scene in Last Jedi annoys you too. So, fruitless ventures are not worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
No, it's just kind of like they even say it in the freaking movie. We shouldn't split up because that's what it wants. And he literally says that in the first movie, and they still split up, and it's just a waste of time. It's frustrating. Just if you wrote into the script that it's a bad idea, why do it?
Yeah.
Because you need him to be scared.
But they weren't scared. Well, they were scared, but it wasn't scary.
Yo, when Paul Bunyan got all freaky,
Dude, Paul Bunyan.
I got cut. That jump scare. That was the biggest jump scare for me. When the bad guys get really big, I guess.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. That's when I get scared.
See, and those are the ones that I just don't find at all scary. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Those are the ones that annoy me because they scare me so much.
That's when Dana jumped the biggest too, was the Paul Bunyan one.
Because you turn just. It's like,
Yeah.
ah!
It was like,
And they do just enough to the face to make it.
yeah, to make it
like,
Pennywise-ish.
Mhm.
I did like. Sorry, that's not important. Moving on.
Let's talk about third act.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like the big thing that we didn't see anything of in previews.
Right.
Having only seen like clips of the original third act, I was like, how are they pulling off the giant space spider thing?
I like the way they did it.
I like the way they did it too.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it would have been cool to have seen it in its quote unquote true form, even just for like a split second. But that said, isn't
its true form the 3 light bulbs?
No.
Oh.
It's like what it is in the flashback, kind of. That like black thing. Right?
Well, yeah. So it has more of a physical manifestation that's more like kind of like a giant insect spider thing, which is why he has the like 6 legs or whatever. And he just has the Pennywise body on top of it.
Because he loves being a clown.
Right. That's just his favorite form.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really enjoyed that scene.
I did too.
Especially when like a scene where they get forced apart from each other.
Yes. They don't split up intentionally.
They get ritual doesn't work. Here we go. boom, you're all in a really scary situation all of a sudden, and kind of still together because like Ben and Beverly are like right next to each other. Like, I thought that was a really cool scene.
That was a cool scene.
Also, I thought Ben's
The door opening down.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all. I really liked his. Because, I mean, he kind of manifests a version of what you're most afraid, and his was dying alone in his clubhouse by himself.
Yeah.
Which seems a lot more adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of, I feel like a lot of people were expecting, like, oh, yeah, like in the first one, it's going to be mummies and werewolves and clowns and all those things, spiders. I mean, you know, you're afraid of things.
Because they're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, failure, being alone, getting old. I mean, like, those are things that people are afraid of, but... Like, I felt like he was, at least I can't really remember the other people's, but like his was the only one like that to me. At least that's how I saw it. But I didn't get Beverly's. She's covered in blood. She hated that bathroom, I guess.
The dog.
Oh. Okay, I did really enjoy the little puppy. They're just like, we're not falling for your crap.
He is kind of cute, though.
Also, just that scene kind of makes me go back to Eddie and Richie.
Yes.
So good together.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're so funny. They're my favorite part of the movie.
We talked a little bit earlier about Bill Hader's performance and how they were not direct at all. I mean, up until like the very end. But he sold like halfway through the movie. I knew.
Yeah.
That this was like his big deep secret.
Yeah.
Was
Eddie was his gray white buffalo.
Right. And man, he gives such a nuanced performance. And Eddie too, on like the flip side
of playing the
I don't know it, and I don't like I'm not
going to.
Yeah. I'm not looking for it. And Hader just like you can see the sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns it because he's a comedian, and he makes a joke about, oh yeah, I got married. I married your mama.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Right, and there's that deflection that I think is just so well done.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
Yeah.
Like it feels real when he does it. It doesn't feel.
Yeah,
forced.
and the sadness at the end was tough.
That was good. I was getting emotional. I was like, oh man, frick.
Yeah. No, Bill Hader was great, and like. If you don't watch a lot of his stuff, you just think of him as the funny dude.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But like he really is a legitimate actor.
Barry?
Yes.
I should watch that.
You should watch it. It's really good.
I need to watch that. I don't have HBO though. I need
You'll
Max to come out
in 2 days.
Probably. What do you guys think of I guess just the final confrontation of beating down bullies with words? How they just kind of belittle Pennywise into shrinking.
So on one hand, I thought it was clever because it wasn't with all the comic book superhero movies, it's always just ends in a fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we didn't get that. That said, it was kind of like so bullying does work message almost. Yeah. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
So it was kind of in the same vein. I kind of was like, it's kind of weird. But at the same time, like a lot of what I appreciate about it is a lot of what like Pennywise uses is like your fear or your belief of how much of this is real.
Right.
And so like I thought of them combating what Pennywise believes of himself. Pennywise believes he's a world eater, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he says it. But they are able to kind of just insult him until he's like, nah, maybe I'm not. Like maybe these people are stronger than me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, bullying works, I guess. But
yeah,
I thought it was cool. It's kind of a nice little inverse of like what he's been trying to do to them. They finally can do to him.
Absolutely.
I kind of two things. First of all, I love it,
mm-hmm.
but also I think it's so dumb at the same time.
It's so cheesy.
Yeah, it's just like we're gonna just belittle this dude until he's nothing. It's like, okay, but like it works. Like I don't really know what to think about it. But also something I really do like about it is it's the opposite of the first movie. Where in the first movie, they kind of get over their fear and they smack the absolute snot out of them with a baseball bat.
Right.
That's my favorite scene of the first movie, except for the projector scene. That's what I was thinking. But like I liked how it was the opposite of words are just as damaging kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you can kind of view it as that. But yeah, then bullying works, I guess, which is interesting. But
The annoying part about it, I think, that makes it so like corny and goofy is like Beverly's like, there's more than one way to make him feel small, and then they just start like insulting him. And you're like,
you smell, Pennywise.
What?
It's just kind of weird. I don't know. It works though.
You shop off the clearance rack.
I like what the
You're a
idea
clown.
behind it of like,
Yeah, I am.
or maybe in my ideal world, I would say that like the idea is that they're just revealing the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe if you could have done it in just a slightly not so bullying way.
Yeah.
You're a
But
clown.
like the truth of what Pennywise is, you know, your perception is reality, and so if you can convince someone to perceive themselves as whatever,
Right, using what he uses against him.
yeah, I think it is. I think it is a very
The hunter becomes the hunter.
unique, or maybe not even unique, but it's a clever twist on, you know, we're not just gonna do what we did in the first movie, which is physically beat him because he's made himself into a big enough threat that we can't physically beat him.
Now we're going to
but
mentally attack
We
him.
can mentally beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he's kind of cute as a little
No, he wasn't.
like sad clown. Again,
He looked like a deflated balloon.
that's just well, he looked sad, and like I think it's just Skarsgård
You're a clown!
showing more range there, and like because we don't get to see him scared all that often. We
Right.
get it a little bit, and then that with the whole like kind of like a deflated like it's almost sad. I don't know.
He's creepy.
He is.
Skarsgård, not Pennywise. Bill Skarsgård is a creepy dude.
I think they're both creepy.
I've never met Skarsgård. So I've only ever really seen Pennywise on the screen.
Other than that though, like I really like the music.
Oh,
The
the music.
cinematography was really good. We mentioned like the funhouse scene. A number of those are just shot really. The scene with Beverly and Ben, kind of in their nightmare scenario, really well shot.
The sound effects too.
Yep.
And just
Yeah.
sound in general. Editing, mixing, score, everything. I love the sound effects they use when the deadlights
Yeah,
like go in effect. Also, I loved when Bill Hader's trashing him and then just it's like, oh no, he's dead.
Can I also just say like the design of how the Pennywise face opens up is just like it's so creepy, but it's brilliant and I love it. Just using that natural line as
As the point of opening.
it's one of those like when you see like an anaconda like open its mouth really huge and you're like that's disgusting but beautiful. Like nature is beautiful, but
Snakes are not beautiful.
like I'm like
Snakes.
bravo to
Why'd it have to be
whoever
snakes?
like whichever concept artist came up with that. Holy cow.
Yeah, they did a good
Good
job.
job.
Plus, I thought it was cool, like perspective. Like you look through and you see the three little lights.
Yep.
But they're actually like behind
Him.
I was like, oh, that's
And they're
cool.
kind of like throwing things, almost like projectors.
Yeah.
It was dope.
It's actually Mysterio.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good visuals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like does not feel like a traditional like low budget horror movie. It's not a traditional low budget horror movie, but
No.
it certainly doesn't feel like it.
It's
It
a
feels-
horror epic.
It feels like
Yeah.
a horror epic, which I very much approve of.
So we kind of talked about Mike earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole movie, I didn't know what to expect. I thought Mike was going to be dead, and Mike was going to be Pennywise, actually.
Oh.
Because, I don't know, he seemed weird to me. He kept doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, he's getting them to do this ritual, and they're going to do something, and then
Make 'em
Pennywise is
powerful.
going to
Make
start
him
attacking.
more powerful.
And then it wasn't, and I was like, well, okay.
Dude, that would have been an insane twist.
Totally different than the book. Then the turtle came out of nowhere.
I did like how the whole time they were just kind of making the joke about the ending sucking.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie, and I was like, man, I wonder if they know the ending of this movie sucks and they're just gonna roll with that.
Does the ending of the book have a bad ending? Like, does it have a bad rap? That's
I don't
what
know.
I was kind of gathering.
I'm not familiar enough.
Because, I mean, they reference his books having bad endings. Also, great cameo.
Great cameo.
You got to see Mr.
Yeah.
King himself.
Yep.
And he did a really
Yep.
good job.
Yeah, good job, man.
300 because I know you can afford it. Like, oh, it's like I guess that's fair.
Also, that bike sucked. Poor kid.
Yeah. Ugh. What an awful feeling.
Trying to think if there's anything else I can say. I guess not.
I guess not.
Yeah,
I very much enjoyed it.
I had a good time.
It's still not as good as the first one, but definitely if you can
Honestly,
handle it, if your bladder can handle it, go see it.
The first one honestly kind of caught me off guard. Like the first trailer dropped, and I was like, I think I need to see this movie, Tyler. I need to get into scary movies. And he's like, we're watching The Conjuring. Ooh, I want to see.
Yeah,
that again,
I have a very large tolerance for horror movies. Like it just does not. It doesn't get to me. So if you're not a horror guy, I'll watch them with you. I like horror movies. I enjoy them. They're probably my second favorite form of movies.
I enjoy them if they're good.
Good job.
Wow. What an opinion. I like good movies.
That's very profound of you.
Hot takes every week from What the Fanboy. But if nobody else has anything else, I think we should move the heck on.
Fan box.
Fan.
Okay.
Good times. Miss that horn.
We had a couple questions this week.
A long time ago.
They're actually from last week,
But we recorded early.
so we get to answer them this week.
Yay.
Sweet.
What is our most anticipated upcoming game for this fall? I know Gears 5 is already out for Tyler.
Yeah.
I mean, is it technically fall? I mean, you consider that summer.
Okay.
I think it's the kickoff game for fall.
For fall? Okay.
Yeah.
But
Gears.
I won't use that one. I'll use Modern Warfare because I've played
Oh,
it. And I get to play it again this weekend.
that's right.
Ooh. Cool.
Very exciting.
Mine is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because it's Star Wars
And it's single player.
and it's single player.
Yeah.
And I don't know what any other games are coming out. I think Avengers coming out? When's that come out?
I don't know.
I don't know. I saw
The
that
game looks
trailer and
terrible.
was
Is
like,
it ever
nope.
going to come out? Did they fix
Um,
Dennis Quaid's fates yet in it?
I'm gonna go with. I'll probably go with Shadowkeep.
That's not a game.
It's an expansion. I
Doesn't
count it.
count.
I count it.
Doesn't count. Give us another one.
Probably Jedi Fallen Order then as well.
Okay.
Blast 2.0.
My honorable mention would be Final Fantasy VIII on the Switch.
Oh. Okay. So
Man.
there you go.
I really hope Fallen Order is good.
Some games. That was from Seabull TV.
Hey.
Hi, Siebel.
From J Tizzle 12, our good friend JT. Would you rather live in a van down by the river, live in a Winnebago next to a creek,
I love these kind of questions.
live in a tent next to Starbucks?
Ooh. Not the
I would
Starbucks
rather
one.
live in the Winnebago, I think.
The Winnebago for sure.
Yeah. The Winnebago's the way to go.
Hold on. Where van down by the river, Winnebago by a what?
The
Creek.
Creek. Ooh, this one's
So
nice.
like not a big river, a creek.
Ooh.
A baby river.
Creeks are a baby river.
Where are these rivers and creeks at? Like
Anywhere.
It doesn't say.
Anywhere. That's
Anywhere?
that's
All right.
open to your
I'm
interpretation.
going with like Colorado then,
Sure.
so I can have rocks and water hitting them. Because a river would be nice because you could hear it, and I love that sound.
Yeah.
I think it's survive in a van. I'm gonna go with Airstream by Fishing Pond. No,
But-
Winnebago, yeah.
Yeah. No, my can this Winnebago fly in space? Because then it's definitely the Winnebago.
Is that a Spaceballs reference?
Spaceballs. Spaceballs 2: The Quest for More Money.
I'm still waiting for that movie to come
I
out.
know, right?
Oh, I need it.
All right. At Shorts King Joel asks us our final question for the evening. And what is the most overrated movie of all? What is the most overrated action movie of all time?
Oh, that's harder.
What would be the movie?
Overrated movie?
Yeah.
Titanic.
Oh.
Hands down. Action movie. Sorry, I'm gonna have to Google.
We'll Google it. We'll pull them up here.
Action movies.
Yeah, you gotta pull it up.
Oh. First one that came up was Avengers Endgame. Hellboy's on here? That's not overrated. It was the new one.
It was rated fine.
Oh man. I don't know.
This one's tough.
So I'm going through all these, man, and I'm liking all of them. Oh, what's an action movie I don't like? I'm so easy to please with action movies.
This is hard.
This is a lot of dead space on the pod, and I'm leaving it all in.
Yeah, this is depressing.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Stop dancing.
Do 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 do.
Ooh, I'm on Reddit, guys.
That's a dangerous place to be.
It is.
Oh, this person said Skyfall. I love that movie, so that guy can suck it. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything. That's a good question. We might have to come back to that next week so Luke can think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm really easy to please with action movies because if the action
is good,
yeah, I mean, then I'll probably be satisfied. But my answer, I guess, for overrated movie of all time would be Titanic. I hate that movie.
Number 88 on Rotten Tomatoes list
Last Jedi.
essential action movies is maybe one that I find overrated, which is True Lies from 1994.
I guess it might be overrated, but I still like it. I don't know.
It's not bad,
yeah,
but it's not like, I don't think it's
quintessential.
Quintessential.
Maybe the Boondock Saints?
Ooh.
Oh, man, I love the
Boondock Saints is one that I really loved when I was in college, and now I'm like, I don't know.
Have you watched it?
Really? Oh,
recently?
Not recently.
Oh, I love the second one so much. Maybe more. It's so bad. I love it.
You like watching people get killed with toilets?
Yeah. Also, I just love the montage of that dude trying to think of his catchphrase. Merry Christmas. I won't finish it.
Anyways, we might have
to write that one down again.
We can think about that and come back next week. So
I'll watch every action movie between now and next week and let you know.
Well,
I'll use
I will.
Luke's time schedule.
Yeah. Hey, do you have a time turner from Harry Potter that I can use? Is that how you do all this?
No. I don't have one.
Oh, well, that's it for our fan box. And that's it for this week's show.
It is.
I'm ready to go sleep.
I'm going to go read Thunder.
Tired too. I'm going to go watch Chuck.
I
Probably
gotta
finish it tonight.
I got to power through some books so I can get to it, so I can report back on Pennywise's
What are you getting to?
power set. It.
What is it?
It.
What is it?
It's it.
It's what is it? That's it?
What?
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 What? What?
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram
fives.
at What the Fanboy. You can find the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
I'm just going to tweet what?
You
I
can
expect you guys to jump in.
watch
just retweet
the
you.
show on YouTube. We're live Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah. Also, we have merch. Go check it out.
Yes, we do.
It's the good stuff. Go get that podcast shirt. Everybody loves it.
I had a friend from Norway
What?
say he really wanted the podcast shirt. And I think you can order off of Teespring in Norway. So
Yes, that's awesome.
hopefully he got one or two. He was like, I'm gonna get like 3 because I know I have friends who would want this too. And it's like, all right, dude.
Yes,
rep
that's
it.
awesome. Also, a reminder: me and my brother's album is on iTunes and Spotify. It's called Light.
Oh, you didn't give me that artwork.
Also, Luke showed me a beat he made this weekend, and it's freaking dope. Somehow he should show that off to people. It's really good.
If you want me to show off my beats to you, go listen to me and my brother's CD. It's on iTunes and Spotify.
Can confirm they're pretty good.
They are indeed. All right, until next week.
Yeah, next week.
We'll see you guys.
Bye.